Working man bodybuilding. Why do I do a 2 day split? Well, this is me personally. Everybody's split, recovery, progress is all relative and subjective to their genetics and other variables in their life. But for myself, I do a 2 day split because doing two full body workouts a week did make me great progress. I will not deny it, especially in the past 2 years. And the type of schedule I was on, I could really only really like to work out on my days off, or at least one of my days off I'll work out, and the other day I will try to fit it in afterwards if there's a differentiation between the days. But my schedule at the time allowed me to work to have 2 days off where I could have enough recovery in between usually, and do two full body workouts. And I did over a good chunk of a year last year, made great progress doing two full body workouts a week. And the exercises I picked uh, hit every muscle group in the body, minus like smaller groups. That's why I went to a 2 day split, so I could really focus on hitting the smaller muscle groups and bring them up so I can eventually compete. My goal is to get on stage. Yes, I plan on competing, working out twice a week. Because of my recovery, because my sleep is very lackluster to say the least, I have to take in consideration the recovery, the sleep, the aches and pains of my elbows, my shoulders, a little bit of forearm pain, outer forearm pain, kind of like lateral epicondylitis around that area. So to allow those other areas to recover and still be able to train hard, I take more time off. And splitting that over 2 days instead of two full bodies doing a 2 day split, I do not the same amount of exercises. I was doing 11 exercises per full body workout. I think 10 to 11. Now I'm doing 10, or I'm doing 8. I think 8 one workout, 8 or 9 one workout, and 10 the other. But I do one's more strenuous than the other. So obviously, the one that's more strenuous, it's more of a torso. So it's all chest, back, and a little bit of shoulders. I do that the first workout with usually 3 days in between. And then I do the second workout, which is limbs, a little bit of shoulders, because your shoulders tend to recover, especially like lateral raises. They're isolation work. So lateral raises and rear delts, I do them both workouts. And I do 2 days in between and recycle. But along with that, I've added ab work just to really to keep myself from, I don't want hernias, so have a strong abdominal wall. I do direct hamstring work. I didn't do that before. Besides, well, direct hamstring work, yes, I was doing like an RDL or a hip extension variant, but now I'm able to hit my hamstrings directly, my calves directly, my chest with directly instead of just focus on compounds. I'll be able to add those exercises in. Now, does that take the frequency down? Yes. I'm still hitting my weak points twice a week, directly and indirectly, which are my limbs, my delts, arms, forearms. That's my weak points because I have long arms. So I'm able to hit them indirectly on the torso day, indirectly on the limbs day. And it doesn't really bother my elbows so much. So I have that time in between. If anything, I'm still able to make progress without making the injury worse. At best, I'm still been able to do the same, be able to make progress without making the injuries worse, but also allow time to heal in between. Because I do some connective tissue work and stuff like speed eccentrics and stuff like that. And just in general, wearing elbow sleeves helps, that type of thing. But yes, my 2 day split is like a pseudo torso and limb split for the most part. And I like it. I thoroughly like it. I think it fits me very well. If you do a 2 day split, it might be upper or lower. My legs I'm trying to bring everything up to match my legs. I have above average legs, to say the least. And I'm trying to bring everything up to bring those size up, bring up the the hamstring hump from the biceps femoris. My calves are pretty good. Bring them up just so I can get on stage and compete. It might change once my schedule changes more, wherever it may be, or I'm just in general, my sleep gets better, which is my weak point. That is probably the worst thing I'm at is my sleep. So that affects why I do a 2 day split. I'd love to go back to 2 full body workouts a week. I'd love to even do 3 workouts a week. I used to do that with my last job before this, and I was doing a 2 day split, and then I would do either a full body workout during the week. I did a 2 day split over Saturday and Sunday, and then I would do either upper or a kind of almost like a full body workout. I think I was doing upper though. Hit that to get everything twice a week, but my legs. Like I said, my legs are my strong suit from a size perspective. I'm trying to get everything to come up to match them, if not a little bit more, being that I want to compete in men's physique. Maybe even classic one day if the good Lord allows. But that's why I do the 2 day split, because it allows me to still make progress, hit my weak points directly and indirectly and then directly, and also allow my connective tissues to heal up, or at least not make the pain exacerbated, and to systemically recover. There's very little cons to this for myself. That's my own personal experience. That's why I do it. You might get different results. You can try something like that. I think it's great. You could also do it if you did it 3 times a week. You could do torso, limbs, torso, and then the next week limbs, torso, limbs, kind of a thing. And I've thought about doing that as well. If my recovery does get better, then I will look into that. But that's why I do this. It's been effective. I like it. I don't see it changing anytime soon based off my goals and my schedule, whatever it may be. And it also gives me room for error. Being that I want to compete and I have to make adjustments to my diet, to my stress, hormonal levels, wanting to get into posing, wanting to get into not having to be meticulous about every single thing, because there has to be some room for error. It gives me a little bit of room to play around with. Okay, maybe I got into bed a little bit later than before. I got up during the night and couldn't go back to sleep for a couple hours. Or I have to get up earlier than normal. It usually just affects my sleep most of the time. Or I'm dealing with something stressful, whether it be with a woman or with work or with family or whatever. It gives me room for error. And I think that's the biggest thing people need to think of when they pick their split. Is like, yeah, in a perfect world, this split would be great. I could do this, this, and this. But what if that doesn't work like that? We all know that life does not work like that. So having the susceptibility to be able to stick to your plan, regardless of what changes around it, and still be able to do it consistently, because consistency and effort is what makes a split work. I'd rather go twice a week over a year and make progress slower probably than the average person, then to plan to go 3 times a week more and been able to, can't go, and be able to have to take days off. I can't go here, I can't do that, or how to switch this up or whatever, hit the deload, blah, 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 whatever it may be. I think either A, you're going to match that at the end of the year, or it may even surpass it. Obviously, my goals are different than 99% of people, but it's been a blessing. I will say that. I'm still been able to push really intensely. I'm about to go from my mass gain phase, which I've been on for about since March, I think, of last year, and going into a fat loss phase going into February of this year, and being able to still be able to recover between my workouts. I'm still going to be able to push. I'm not going to necessarily push beyond failure, but I'm still going to push either AMRAP it for as many reps as possible, or maybe even push to failure on the smaller exercises for progress, while I slowly go in a deficit on fat loss phase. So I'm able to do that and still recover systemically, because when you go in a deficit, you are more stressed out. You are easily recovered. You're not easily recovered. You're easily stressed out more, so it has an impact on your recovery, if that makes sense. That's why I'd rather stick with something like this, because we don't live in a perfect world again, and my sleep is horrific. So it gives me that room to still be able to hit my days on the days I want to go, unless something comes up. But I base my days around the gym, especially my off days. If I'm not working, my whole day is revolved around that gym. So it's the highlight of that day. And everything from the beginning, before the workout, after the workout affects that workout, usually in some way. That gives me that room to still make progress and still make sure I'm on my goals, and I'm still being able to see consistency over time and growth over time. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to the gym and you're not seeing progress, you're not seeing it consistently, and you're not putting the effort to do it consistently and make the progress, you're not going to make gains that you're satisfied with, and then you're going to quit because you're flustered. So it's better to go less, do more, and recover afterwards, than to do more, try to do the same and not make progress because you're burned out, whatever it may be. Or try to do more, yeah. Going more, doing more, but not be able to recover from it. Or even sandbagging your set. Some people don't know how to do that. They don't know when they stop too early and not make progress. So it's better just to go once or twice a week, preferably twice. Push for as many reps as possible. Get the most out of a set. Maximize the set. AMRAP the set, however you want to say it. Let your body recover, go in there and do it again. But being that I'm hitting each exercise, minus the shoulder isolations, once a week, that following week, I should be recovered enough to come in there and do it again. Think about that, and if that's something you want to try it. Especially if you are working 40 plus hours a week. You do have a family. You don't recover well. Your sleep is horrific. All those together, or something else more, it might benefit you. So take that in consideration. Let me know what you think.